Hello friends, this is Carrie and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. Friends, today we have 4 stories out of the Entitled Parents subreddit. Let's begin. Our first story is by Satan0218. Update, wouldn't take my sister's baby 3 out of 7 days a week. Hi everyone, I'm sorry. I've been meaning to do a final update on this whole situation, with my sister's permission, as this update is mainly about her. My significant other, younger sister, and I met with a lawyer just before the weekend, and my parents have no grounds to stand on, and my sister is in the middle of enrolling in high school in the middle of my city at the start of September. My mother left a voicemail and text for both of us. Mine said, "I hope you're happy. You've destroyed 21 female and 21 males' lives by not taking the baby, and you've gone ahead and brainwashed your sister into hating us." She then proceeded to let me know that I've been completely disowned and I'm not welcome to contact them ever again, and that I wouldn't be seeing a dime from them. I'm not sure where she could have gotten that idea, considering the fact that I've been living on my own and self-sufficient since I was 16. My sister's message was essentially the same. She had been disowned and it was no longer welcome to go to them for any help. She always had the same kind of no BS attitude as me, but I think this time was the first time I genuinely saw her relax in a long time. We had a long conversation about what our mother messaged us, and in the beginning my sister was kind of upset, but after reassuring her that she will always have my significant other and I and our aunt, she looked free. I'm excited to watch her grow and get the support in all the ways she wouldn't have gotten from our parents. As for the baby, CPS and other sister, I've contacted the baby daddy's parents recently. Sister, baby, and baby daddy are currently living in their basement. I laid out everything that had happened and showed them the message, doorbell video, etc. They were shocked, and last I heard they were making plans to try and adopt the baby and finding their legal footing as well. They've asked if we could help them come up with more proof. So absolutely we'll be providing anything they could need. So thank you Reddit for all the advice and support. If any of you happen to have any tips on what I can do to help my 16-year-old sister, I will take all advice I can. I only want to do what's best for her. Our next story is by Rambo Robertson 20, The New Neighbors. Well, I had one heck of a weekend that should have been nice and relaxing. To start, I went to visit my parents this weekend, who are both just yes. My parents live in a fairly expensive and safe public neighborhood, and that they had retired from a long career life. The community had nice schools, a few community pools, and a few trails in the area. The average homes here cost around $1.5 million, but because it's a public community, meaning it has no gates to enter, it picks up crime every few years. Lately, there have been a lot of break-ins near the top area of the community. When there's a spike in crime in normally safe areas, it puts people on edge. Reporting everything, my mom got reported for walking the family dog at 7 p.m. on the same loop she does every day for the past 5 years. A bit about me. I'm 6 foot, big beard, bald head, moderately built, and tend to wear button-down shirts when I'm not working. Where my story begins is outside of my parents' house. It's in a public community, all the streets are public as well. It is not illegal to park here if you aren't a resident. It's just out of the way of anything but homes, so there isn't really a reason for anybody who isn't visiting or living here to park here. I have a brand new Chevy Colorado ZR2 truck. I parked it literally outside of my parents' house, visible from the living room window, which is where we were sitting and talking. I'd say about 45 minutes later, a tow truck pulls up and starts hooking up my truck. I ran out yelling obscenities. The tow truck says that they got a call about an illegally parked vehicle. After explaining that it's a public area and that it's by no means illegal to park here, I asked for the contact info of the person reporting. I didn't get much. Just the first name, Karen, for the sake of the story. I asked my parents and they gave me a fairly sized frown, like they already knew it had to be her. My parents had new neighbors that moved in across the street a few months back. I'll save some of those stories for another time. I'd rather not get sidetracked. I walk over to the house and see various toys and such strewn all over the front of the house. A bit messy, but I was a messy kid too. Knock knock. No answer. I ring the buzzer and it's one of those Ring cameras. Then I hear a bit of yelling at her kids to stop running around. Now I know she's home, so I just kept ringing the doorbell. As I'm waiting, I notice that she has multiple cameras on me. Important for later. She finally answers the door and she asks what I want, in a witchy tone. In a calm voice, because she seemed a bit annoyed already, "Why did you call a tow truck on my vehicle?" Karen: "You shouldn't be parked there. I've never seen you before, and it's illegal to park here if you're not a resident. We don't need convicts around here looking for homes to case." OP: "Convicts? Why the heck do you think I'm a convict? This is a public street, and I can legally park here anytime I wish. I'm visiting my parents and I have the right to park here without being towed. Leave my truck alone or I'm not even going to elaborate. I just walk away." Not even 10 minutes later, I looked out the window to see two boys, maybe 10 years old, egging my truck. I ran outside, grabbed the hose, sprayed the boys and the truck down. Thank God for thick coated wax. Guess which house the two boys ran to? I decided to leave it be. I'm leaving in 30 minutes anyway. 15 minutes later, a police officer walks to my parents' front door. I opened it and spoke with them. Police officer: "Is this your truck?" OP: "Yes, it is, officer." Police officer: "We received a report that the owner of this truck is driving recklessly in the neighborhood and almost ran over two children. After getting out of the vehicle, yelled at the children and proceeded to hose them down with a strong hose." OP: "Officer, that's one heck of a story. Would you be interested in coming into my parents' home and we'll pull the cameras while I explain my side of the story?" The police officer accepted, and we entered the house. While we viewed my parents' cameras, I explained the sequence leading up to the current. I explained the full conversation I had with Karen, including her insinuating that I'm a convict and I partially made a threat. I apologized that I should have caught myself sooner. I also mentioned the multiple cameras that Karen has at her door. Police officer: "Thank you for your time. I may be back after a bit after I've spoken to your neighbor." About 20 minutes and a bit of yelling in the background later. Police officer: "I've spoken to your neighbor about her children's actions. Will you be interested in pressing charges for destruction of property?" OP: "No, officer. They're just kids, likely doing what Karen told them to." Were you able to check her cameras? Police officer: "All right. No, she denied access. She shouldn't be bothering you again, but if she does, please don't hesitate to call the non-emergency line and ask for myself directly." I left not long after. So far, my parents haven't had any incidents of retaliation. If you're enjoying the content so far, please put a heart emoji in the comments section down below. Our next story is posted by My Mental Health Sucks. Entitled Parent Tries to Steal My Laptop. So, for a bit of background, I moved in with my grandmother, I'm 14, and my mother lives far away on the other side of the country. Now to the story. I was going to see my mom, and I was on the train. I was using my laptop to work on a short story/essay for school. Everything was going fine until the entitled mom came in with her kid. If you live in Scotland, you know what Scottish rail trains are like, and if you don't, well, there's a kind of table with seats on either side instead of the default ones in front of the other. I was sitting at one of these, and the EM came up to me. "Hey, the train is kind of full. Can we sit here as well?" I didn't mind, so I said yes. The kid actually decided to sit next to me. I also didn't mind this. He asked if he could watch me play, and I said I was writing, but he still could watch. He was fine with this. The kid looked like he was about 8, by the way. We sat for about 5 minutes, me writing, the kid watching, and the EM on her phone. Then she looked up. Apparently, she wasn't happy that her kid was watching. "Hey!" I look up, and because this was the first time she had spoken, "Yes," I said. "Why is my son watching you play?" He wanted to?" "Well, you should be the one letting him play." "Ma'am, I'm not playing." "Ma'am, I'm not playing, She cuts me off. "Of course you're playing. What else would you be doing?" "I'm working on Again, she didn't let me finish. "Ugh, just give him your laptop." "Ma'am, I can't give your son my laptop." "Well, why not?" "Because it's my laptop. I don't even let my siblings use my laptop." At this, she just snatches my laptop off of me. She closes my essay, luckily I have autosave on, and starts fiddling around with my laptop. I've had enough at this point. I snatch my laptop back and say, "Get your own laptop." She loses her mind. "Did you just assault me and steal my son's laptop?" I'm like a 5'3" teenage girl. I can't really assault a full-grown Karen. Then the person sitting across the aisle stands up. "Listen, lady, I just phoned security and that's something else on Scottish trains, and they will be here soon." The security came about 30 seconds later. Then she and her kid were taken somewhere, I don't know where, and security asked if I wanted to press charges. The guy who had called said it would be a good idea, and I just nodded because I was trying not to laugh, and she got fined. I feel kind of bad for the kid because he was actually okay. He has to put up with the EM. Our final story is posted by German Big Guy. EM thinks everyone can sit on motorcycles because they have no doors. First things first. My car is in the shop at the moment because my 20-year-old car makes even funnier noises than normal. I still have to get to work, and public transit isn't great if you work hospital shifts. But I have another way of transport, a pretty old motorcycle, a BMW R75/5 built in 1970. 50 horsepower engine and a smooth top speed of 175 kilometers per hour. I mostly drive it in the summer for fun on tours with my cousin and friend. But hey, it's August, so I can pull my ride out of the garage of my parents' house and drive it now. I love this bike because I got it from my grandpa who died in 2016. I shared his love of motorcycles, unlike my dad, so my grandma got the house and I got the bike. So I drove it to and from work. And today, before my day shift, I stopped at the local supermarket for some gross microwave food, a pack of Marlboros, and a can of Monster Energy. So I parked my bike and went inside for maybe 10 minutes. When I came back out, there was a girl sitting on my motorcycle while her mother took pictures of her. There was a boy there too who just stood there beside his mom. The girl looked about 16-ish, and the boy looked elementary school age. Me. Ahem. Excuse me, what are you doing? EM. Just taking pictures of my daughter. Me. Any particular reason why you're doing it on my motorcycle? EM. Oh, my daughter just loves vintage things. Me. Yeah, well, get off. I need to go to work. Girl. Oh, come on. I need some good pictures and my mom hasn't gotten a good one yet. Me. I don't care. Get off my property. EM. Don't you yell at my kid, boy. Boy? Lady, I'm in my 20s. It's perfectly fine and you can wait. My daughter is an influencer, you know. Okay, that's the point where I got really ticked. I'm a chill guy, but some things just really tick me off. And one of these things is disrespecting others' property right next to calling me just a nurse. Me. Oh yeah, what would you say if I sat in your car because it was perfectly fine? EM. It's completely different. I mean, cars have doors, motorcycles don't. Me. Fine. Okay, get off. When I got loud, the girl got off my bike and I put my helmet back on. Always wear a helmet, kids. That's from an ER nurse who's seen many people without helmets being yeeted into the street by other vehicles. EM. Don't you yell at my kids. Me. Then don't let your kids sit on my bike. Maybe teach your kids some manners. EM. Don't you tell me how to raise my child. I simply gave up talking to this woman. The boy gave me a look like, I'm sorry. And I just nodded at him, and while I started my engine to leave the parking lot, the mother gave me the finger and yelled, "A-hole," while I drove off to my day shift. I'm now at home and told my girlfriend this story. She just shrugged and told me, welcome to the world of modern parents. Yep. Complaining to an elementary school teacher about parents wasn't exactly a good idea, I think. So, moral of the story? Don't sit on other people's bikes to pose. There's just a special spot in hell for wannabe bike posers. And motorcycles are just like cars. I mean, you don't just jump into a convertible and then tell the owner it's okay because it doesn't have a roof. That's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit post will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my videos, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.